Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
I'm gonna have to come with you. No. When do we start?
Hey everyone, welcome to the least popular show on the network.
What do you mean the least popular show on the network?
We lost numbers. We weren't we actually grew last month, but we still didn't win.
Oh.
We were usurped by some other bastard.
Wow, that's no way to talk about your wife.
'Twas I.
Oh.
I surpassed us.
Oh, on your own private singular one?
Do you want to know how much I beat us by?
5.
So close. It was 7.
Oh, that hardly counts as a major victory.
It was a victory.
Is it the show where it's just you doing your spoiler and spoiler-free reviews?
It's never just me.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hey.
What this tells me is you can't carry the weight of a show on your own.
Tells me as I do better numbers than AM radio.
A lot of people do better numbers than AM radio.
They have more numbers than I thought they had.
AM radio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's still some really big, popular AM radio stations.
It's like 5,000 people.
They're
Station.
more than that. Depends on what AM radio station you're talking about.
What are we doing here today? Okay, today we're going to do all of the comic book and pop culture news there is in all of the world. It's mostly comic books this week. Not a lot of...
Is that it for the preamble? Is the 40% sale still going on?
No, that's dead.
Oh, okay.
It's dead and over.
Nothing else? Are you not enjoying this spring weather? This nice early summer weather?
Can I not just say what we're going to do?
Yeah, you can say what we're going to do. I'm just trying to make conversation.
We're doing all the pop culture stuff, and then there's going to be a thing where we talk about sports, and then you're going to get frustrated that I want to talk about all the NBA trade rumors, and you're going to try and shut it down, and I'm going to be like, hang on, let's talk about Chris Paul on Instagram. And then we're going to talk about the unproduced Batman vs. Superman script from 2002, and then the game show returns.
No,
this one's easier.
Oh, God.
I've tried to adjust it for idiots.
Are you calling me an idiot?
Specifically.
Wow. Why don't you go screw yourself? I'm going to actively disengage from the news part of the show then.
You are already going to. I actually need you to be engaged in it because it's mostly comics news.
Oh, okay.
Actually try.
I will do. I will give you an effort.
But that's what we got this week. Other news? I don't have any.
Oh.
Where's your tattoo at?
It's not summer yet.
Non-existent? Okay, where's your podcast at?
We actually bought equipment today.
Oh, did you? What'd you buy?
We bought an actual 4-channel mixer that we're going to plug in through a USB port into a laptop to directly record, and then eventually we would hopefully be able to live stream the show.
Mix it through USB. I mean, USB is just single channel. That's going to...
No, it's designed for it.
Okay.
It's an actual mixer, like a real legitimate mixer.
Okay.
Trust me, we did our research.
I question USB just because it's USB is only single channel.
No, because it mixes it all into one outgoing channel.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean, but still. So you're gonna, okay.
Yeah, we don't need quadraphonic sound. Left channel test.
Okay.
Right channel test. Center test. Left channel bass.
You don't have bass.
I'm all about that bass. No treble.
You're only about that treble.
I am not about that treble.
You're about that quivering treble.
I have a very deep voice when I choose to have one. I just can't right now because I've been yelling coaching basketball for the last 2 hours, so it's not there. I'll work on it, though. Allow me to hydrate, and I shall.
I got to pull up a thing so I can quote it.
Deep voice. I can't right now. I literally, between the pollen and yelling for 2 hours, not there.
Sounds like a real bitch excuse.
Listen, a-hole.
So as we do each and every week, we're going to go from here into the pop culture news. Take it away, theme.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
So X-Men Dark Phoenix is a piece of crap.
Yeah, we knew that. That's not news.
But we have now been told what the original ending is from Cyclops actor Ty Sheridan.
Oh, okay. What was
Ready
the original
Players
actor?
1, whatever his name was.
Yes.
Wade, not a good movie. Also not a very good book. I read the book.
Okay, but anyway.
So quoting him, originally it was scripted that Charles and Scott go to the UN because, man, I'm totally going to mess this up. They go to the UN because they're going to tell the president, hey, we're under attack by aliens. They've captured Jean Grey, or, whatever it is we're going to tell him. There's this huge battle between the guards and the UN and Jean Grey, and then all the guards turn out to be Skrulls. And then Jean and Scott are Scott's fighting Skrulls in a fountain. He gets thrown into the fountain in front of the UN, and then Jean comes down and basically fights all the Skrulls off and blasts them back into space.
So they were Skrulls.
Yeah, originally. 100%. Shape-changing aliens, yes, they were definitely originally Skrulls.
That would be the Captain Marvel influence and why they had to change things.
I think that also gives credence to the thing that we've been told, or I've been told, that no one has reported on, that X-Men Dark Phoenix was supposed to be 2 movies. That doesn't sound like an end if the Phoenix is just blowing them back.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a second part to it.
Yeah, and if they're trying to deal with the UN and actually trying to deal with the consequences of how does the world feel about mutants, that thing that I just ragged on endlessly last week.
Yeah,
they didn't.
You beat it
They
like a dead
didn't
horse.
ever go back to it. That's not my fault. That's the movie's fault.
Yeah, but you need to just let it go. Move on.
It's a shit movie.
Move on. Don't let these negative things bring
Movie
you
on.
down.
But yeah, I'm gonna say
You
that
gotta
was,
let it go, man.
that was the end of part 1. We're not doing the Frozen trailer.
No, I'm saying you just need to let it go. I wasn't even referencing Frozen.
I haven't seen the trailer. We're not doing it.
But I was just saying
I've never seen Frozen
like
1.
that's your opinion, man.
Weird reference.
But chill out. Relax.
You ever see Frozen?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I haven't. I haven't had a reason to.
You should watch it. It's not a bad movie.
I gotta tell you, not really on a priority list for me.
It should be. On that hot summer day when you've got sweat rolling down all kinds of parts of your body, you watch it and it'll chill you out. Just kind of relax.
If you're just sitting there with a blender full of water and ice and your boxers and your roommate walks in with the girl you'll never see again.
What?
Yeah, that was just a specific example for me then.
A blender of water and ice.
It was very hot.
But why a blender of water and ice?
It chilled down the water to have the ice in there. Spun it up.
Couldn't you just put the ice in a cup and put the water around the ice?
No, the spinning made it chillier.
No.
Yes, it does.
You're totally...
Okay, this is a real thing.
Do you not know how ice works?
Do you know how the best way to make ice water? This is 100% real.
Put ice in a cup, you put some water on it?
No. You put that sucker in a tumbler. You shake it up, you pour it out. It's the quickest, best way to cool down water.
Apparently, you need a blender to do this. Or you can just get, like, I have a Hydro Flask, stainless steel, double insulated wall, just put it in there. Same concept as a tumbler, shake it up. It's nice and cold. Stays cold forever. I had ice in there for like 2.5 days once.
Yeah, you want to get some quick ice water. Tumbler, baby.
Like the website?
No.
Oh.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
They got rid of porn, so I don't know if they're still around.
Oh.
Previous Fantastic Four director Tim Story, he directed 2 Fantastic Four movies. They're both not very good, although I will argue they're good if you're a small child. I think those are good introductory films.
Yeah.
His advice to the next Fantastic Four director, whoever they may be, he's just said, listen to Feige.
That's fair.
That's his advice.
That's really good advice.
Man with a plan, why not listen to Feige?
He's got a great plan. It's working out very well for them. They've made
a dollar or two.
A couple of bucks. More money than you can shake a stick at.
I feel like I could shake a stick at a lot of money.
Yeah, I could shake a stick at a lot of money too. Just where do you want to start?
But could I use that stick as a rake?
I mean, you could.
Probably not.
If you had the right stick.
RDJ himself, he's in the news. He's dead, cinematically. We're well past the point of spoilers.
RDJ?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I thought you said RTJ, not RTJ. Like Artie, like ARTY.
It's not about Artie Lang and his coked out flat nose.
Anyway.
Have you seen those photos?
Yes, I have.
Of Artie Lang and his lack of septum?
Yes. And
I guess
cartilage.
don't do cocaine, kids.
That I guess. No, how about this? A public service announcement from your old pal Jared here. Don't listen to Zach when he says, I guess. Don't do coke, period.
Look at Artie Lang's nose.
Oh, my God.
Flat as a pancake.
Anyway.
Good stand-up, though.
Moving on.
Robert Downey Jr. has endorsed the idea of Riri Williams taking over the role of Iron Man, or in her case, Ironheart.
Hey, I'm all in. We've talked about this in the past.
She is a super smart black teenager. She has an AI that is also partially Tony Stark, where he just pops up as a hologram. He's like, hey, I'm here. He was in a coma at the time.
Yeah.
To be fair, at least for me, sales on that book were not great. But I'm also not against the idea of the character. If it makes for an interesting story, and if you can bring in an underserved audience, do that.
Why not?
Maybe bring the sales of the book up. I'll take that. I've had a lot this week. I'm really sad that Swamp Thing was canceled now.
Why? Why is that?
My Swamp Thing sales have been...
Through the roof?
Oh, yeah. Like, compared to where they were, everyone's just buying all my Swamp Thing graphic novels.
Good for you. Good for Swamp Thing.
I'm sad that it was canceled now. I want the same thing with Ironheart. Like, Sell those books, because I've been selling Swamp Thing off of something good.
Well, maybe this newfound interest in Swamp Thing will get them to bring it back.
Probably not, but
One can hope.
I've been enjoying the additional profits from it.
It's okay to enjoy. It's okay to have
I don't
dreams.
think it's
okay to love.
It's not an accident, I'm sure. But there's a Swamp Thing show, and all of a sudden I'm selling a buttload of Swamp Thing.
It's better than having a load of butt swamp or swamp butt.
So swamp ass?
Yes, but I wasn't going to use the word. I was going to try and be family friendly tonight.
You're so afraid of your reputation.
I'm not afraid of my reputation. I'm trying to maintain it.
Uh-huh.
You have nothing to lose, sir. You can be cavalier with how people feel about you.
Don't worry.
What are you saying? Nobody listens?
I'm saying don't worry.
I'm all right.
You're allowed to have a personality.
I do have a personality. I have a great personality. Just because I chose not to say ass tonight in that
Say
one
ass.
segment. I did. I just said it.
Badonkadonk, just... I want to hear you twerk on that microphone.
No, you don't want. You really don't want that. This microphone will never be the same again.
Weapon Plus. There have been some hints about this series. It's going to be Wolverine and Captain America. But Marvel's been tweeting out some secret Roman numerals.
Really?
You don't know what this is, but I appreciate it.
Is this the Spider-Man 4?
No.
Okay,
That's not a thing, by the way.
Oh, because I saw that and I was like,
That's not real.
okay.
By the time this podcast comes out, we'll know what that is, but it's not an adaptation of Spider-Man 4. But no, Weapon Plus is going to be a book about Wolverine and Captain America and the Weapon Plus program. What is that? It's the program that made them both super in some extra way.
Yay.
And there's been, I think, 14 people in the Weapon Plus program, but there's been a bunch of Roman numerals that have been left out. And this book is going to cover who are these missing pieces of this program. Like Captain America, I think, is like number 0.
There is no 0 in Roman numerals, I don't believe.
I think he was 0. He might be 1, but I want to say he's 0. Wolverine is 10 because, X and X-Men and all that crap. And I think Phantom X is 14. And there's another 10 in there.
Wow.
Some of them have numbers, but...
VII.
Yes, there's an 8.
Nice.
We actually... Yeah, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that now that they're starting to tease that we're going to fill in these missing gaps in Marvel history.
XLVII.
Is that a Super Bowl?
XLVII would be 48.
Are we there in Super Bowls?
No, we're past, we're on to 54.
So that's happened.
LIV, I think, is next.
Great.
Super Bowl live. Yeah.
Other comics news, Jason Aaron, who's been doing Thor since 2012?
I don't know.
I don't know. I did look to you for confirmation.
Yeah, don't look at me. I don't know diddly.
But what I would say is definitely one of the best Thor runs of all time. I'm cranking it up to number 2 after Simonson's stuff. He will be ending it with a miniseries King Thor. King Thor exists in the future, where the apocalypse has happened. He's rebirthed.
You mean Ragnarok?
No, for the Earth. Earth is dead too.
Oh shit!
It's he has 3 granddaughters kicking about. He's missing an arm. He's real grumpy. He's real drunk. He's got a big old beard, white hair.
Old man Thor
missing an eye. King Thor, baby. But he's also been fighting off Loki, and it looks like the end of Jason Aaron's run will be capped off with King Thor, which is Thor in the deep future, which he's been doing bits and pieces of for years and years and years. And I think that sounds perfect. If you're going to have a long seminal run, why not finish it where it can kind of be untouched by the rest of the universe? You don't need to worry about continuity way down the road.
Do we know why Thor lost his arm and his eye?
The arm, yeah, Malekith cut it off.
Oh, what a jerk.
Yeah, he's not great.
King of the Frost Giants.
No, that's Laufey.
Oh, who's Malekith? He's the dark elf.
He is a dark elf.
Ah, I remember now. He had the ether.
He did in that movie. He's more interesting in the comics.
Fair enough.
Versus nothing in that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't the best Thor movie.
I was just that's the 9th Doctor. Ah, they burned his face to make it look like the comics. Because he's real 50-50. He's black and blue on one side and the other.
Oh, okay.
What else we got happening in the world of comics? The Ultron agenda is coming. Very little is known about this. Only one promotional image has been seen with Ultron, who merged with Hank Pym 5 years ago.
Interesting career choice.
And it just says, unite or perish, and he's fighting Iron Man.
That sounds like it's a pretty straightforward set of choices.
Yeah, become a half an Ultron or die.
Give me half Ultron, please.
What's really weird about this whole Ultron thing is he's been in the books a bit, but you had to buy an OGN to see what was up with Ultron in 2012, let's say between 2012 and 2014.
What's an OGN?
An original graphic novel. Like there was no comic arc. There wasn't like, part 1 through 6. It was just, here's a hardcover, and if you don't read this, you're not keeping up. Where Ultron
That's
and Hank
clever.
Pym fused. And I question, I'd have to go back and look, but I imagine not a ton of people read that.
I don't know.
It's hard to sell people on like, hey, here's a one concept idea.
I didn't read it.
Or you could buy your regular monthly book for like, $4, or you could spend $20.
It's a cash grab.
For a one-off that might never be referenced again, but apparently it's being referenced again.
Well, then they should pay better attention.
I don't know. Yeah, 5 years ago. But yeah, Ultron fused with Hank Pym, and now they call him like Pimtron or some dumb...
Pimptron?
Pimptron.
Oh, wow. Pimptron.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Pimtron or...
Is it like Pimptron Legacy?
I don't know. Well, I like the combination of them because we've seen them in other books, but there's been no announcement of creative team or even artists. There was one promo image done by a guy who's leaving Marvel like in a month. So that means nothing.
It means absolutely nothing.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, Ultron Agenda. If you've been keeping up with Rage of Ultron and subsequent Ultron stuff. Harleen. I think this one sounds interesting. Harley Quinn herself.
Yes.
Well, DC has been doing this thing, a DC Black Label. It's the more intense DC book. You don't know what's coming at you. Sometimes it's Batman's dick. And then they don't reprint it.
Didn't they like erase it or something?
In every future printing of it, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I sold those books for $5, and then I sold those books for $50.
Wow.
Had a good time.
Yeah, I guess so. Bruce Wayne's dong is worth some cash.
It was.
Good for him.
Leans to the right.
Interesting. I thought he was more of the straight and narrow truth and justice kind of guy. Right down the middle.
But Harley Quinn is going to be getting a Black Label book, Harleen. She is, a successful doctor who has discovered a cure for madness, but she needs to try out clinical trials to prove it. So,
yes.
That will be the basis of her and the Joker starting their torrid and ultimately abusive romance.
Did you say torrid?
I did say torrid.
Wow. I thought you were like, took me a moment to like comprehend everything as he's like toward their romance, but then torrid, that was nice. Nice job.
Bitch, I got words.
I know you do. You have the best words.
You made that joke before.
It works.
But I think it could be interesting if you want to try and take a darker turn on it and actually deal with it a little bit more. Sure, the Black Label sounds the way to go.
Black Label Society?
Or Black Label whiskey. Don't buy it. It's terrible.
I'm not a fan of most whiskeys.
It'll give you like heart palpitations. It's so poor.
I did have some Fireball over the weekend.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we were in a golf tournament and it was there and it was required of us.
It's no good, man.
It was okay. I mean, I survived.
No, it's not.
I survived.
I've had Fireball. It's not good.
Do you know that Fireball has passed Allen's as the most popular liquor in Maine?
Yeah, good for them. It's real bad.
I mean, I would drink it again.
Emily's done Fireball shots before.
Wow, good for Emily.
We were out with Steve Levine.
Oh, I like Steve.
Turtles artist who did my logo, and he's been on the show. He's like, we're doing Fireball shots. I'm like, we're doing Fireball
I met
shots.
Steve once.
You did?
He made fun of you. It was wonderful.
He's a sassy man.
He is.
All right. A little bit more comics news. Flash Forward is happening. No, not that show from 2011. It was actually a pretty good show.
Okay.
Do you even remember that was a show?
Nope.
That's okay. I enjoyed it. It was good.
From the 90s, right?
I said 2011.
Okay, so no. I feel like there was something from the 90s.
Flash Forward is going to be a series about Wally West, post-Heroes in Crisis. Wally West blew up, killed a bunch of people, traveled forward in time, traveled back in time to kill himself, to not frame himself, framed Booster Gold and Harley Quinn. Oh, man, but now he's in jail.
Did he do it on the cosmic treadmill?
No, he doesn't need that.
I thought he did.
That's Barry. Barry's a bitch.
Wow.
But Flash Forward is going to be kind of a love letter to Wally. What happened to him when he was written out of the DC universe in the New 52? What's happening with his wife and kids that are no longer exist and don't remember him? As a fan favorite character, what is up with Wally West in the 6-issue miniseries by, who is it? Scott Lobdell and Brett Booth? Only one of them has been accused of sexual harassment.
Is that what they're calling it? What happened to Wally West?
No, they're calling it Flash Forward.
I like the what
I
happened
thought
to
you
Wally
were going to say better title. Only one of them has been accused of sexual harassment.
Wally West or Barry?
Scott Lobdell.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I don't know. I am actually looking forward to the series. It's a favorite character of mine, as is with many people. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Huh.
And since we're all done talking about that, I guess it's just time to start gabbing.
Ooh.
Oh, that's Mike.
What does Mike have to say?
He said that's good.
What's good?
We were texting like 4 hours ago.
Oh.
Since we're all done, I forget where the transition was. I got distracted by a text.
Gabbing about
we're
Bendis.
gabbing about Bendis. We'll see how the editing works on that.
What is Bendis up to now?
We're gabbing about Bendis. It's this week's news about Brian Michael Bendis.
Bendis himself is all over the news. Front, center, left, right, all kinds of microphone spots.
Yes, and yes.
Event Leviathan is happening. I think that's the name of it.
Okay.
And he says Leviathan is a solvable problem. It's a whodunit,
Really?
and Leviathan is the Who.
Oh, did you solve the problem for everybody?
Yes, the whodunit, Leviathan did it. But the Who is Leviathan, he says is
Spoiler
solvable.
alert.
Look, I read this issue like a month ago. There's going to be more.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a stab in the dark that I know is wrong. I'm going to say Emil Hamilton, Superman's scientist friend, who hasn't been, I don't think, in this iteration at all, so it's not him, but I'm going to say it. I'm talking about a wacky...
Then say it. Speak your mind, sir.
I said Emil.
Emil? I had a meal tonight, yes.
Emil Hamilton.
Oh, okay. A meal of ham?
Emil Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. It's not him, but I threw that out there just to throw a thing out. But something that's been hinted at that he's been doing, like right after we did our podcast last week, it was announced that he is bringing back the Legion of Superheroes.
Good for them. That's what we like to hear.
You don't even know who they are.
They're a legion of superheroes. Everybody knows
They're
this.
basically the most old school of old school DC heroes getting together as a group.
Oh, like Plant Man?
It's Marvel,
Okay.
but it's like the precursors to everyone. Like the
John Proudstar?
that's still Marvel.
Oh.
It's the X-Men. That's like 1975. This is more like 1930s, 1940s.
Oh.
This is like Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, Jay Garrick, Flash.
Shazam?
No, I don't think he's a part of it.
No.
Yeah, the Legion of Superheroes is back.
Good for them.
They fly around. They have rings. They have special rings that they fly with.
Oh, you mean the Planeteers?
The Legionnaires.
Oh, no. The Planeteers have their rings. And
Hearts.
Fire, water, earth. Heart, fire, water, earth, and wind. I think that's it.
I didn't watch that much of that show. I thought it was shit.
You must hate the environment.
I was real up on, like, this isn't good as a kid. I had opinions.
Please, Captain Planet was awesome.
I was bored with strong opinions.
He's a hero, dude. He's bringing Earth's pollution down to zero.
Yeah, well, he did a shit job, and it was a shit show.
He's Earth's powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet side.
It was a good theme song.
It was a great theme song.
But that's what we got for Bendis. So from there, we're going to go from Final Crisis to the NBA Finals. It is... Shut up.
You also had the Stanley Cup final you could have put in there, too.
I could have. I didn't.
You are obsessed with the NBA. It's like the only sport you know, and you feel like you have to talk about it all the time to make yourself, like, elevate yourself to feel like, I know sports, too. You only know one sport.
It's the one I care about.
You take a break from it. Enjoy life. There's other things that are happening, you know.
I do have to take a break. It's not back for 4 months.
Yeah, but you're going to like watch summer basketball and read tea leaves and feel like, I know everything about basketball. We're into Jared's sports reports. Jared's sports reports.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare-chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
All right, what boring things do you have to say?
I am the gatekeeper of this, and I've got some fantastic updates. First of all, we'll start with the Stanley Cup final. The St. Louis Blues beat the Boston Bruins in 7 games. They just came into Boston and absolutely smoked them.
Yeah, that was not a great end.
No, I mean, Jordan Binnington was awesome in the first period of that game, and that was really a big difference maker. A couple of bad turnovers. Marchand going for a change with 14 seconds left. That created the odd man rush. So many different things, but you know that Bruins team is not going anywhere. They're pretty much reloaded. Zdeno Chara playing 3 games of that series with a broken jaw.
My favorite thing that I was seeing on Twitter is like hockey is the only sport where people argue that the team that lost was the better team.
That's not true. That gets argued about in other sports. I mean,
well, just because they're like, well, Boston took this many shots, so that makes them better.
No, I mean, the St. Louis Blues they were hot at the right time, and they had a hot goaltender, and it doesn't diminish that Tuukka Rask was doing well. I mean, Tuukka Rask, I thought, had a great playoffs and just, didn't get the offensive support in front of him, and, St. Louis played really, really good.
What was the final
neutral zone
score,
defense.
like 5-1?
It was 4-1, I think, something like that, But
when they got that, like, one goal with, 90 seconds left, I'm like, oh, boy, This will make a difference.
Wow, see, you're jaded and just kind of So no, that's over and done with.
But whatever, it's a team that's never won before, though. So I think
exactly, which I think is, I'm all about it. If
someone's gonna win, let it be someone who's never won.
Exactly, and
let people enjoy that.
Yeah, and the people in St. Louis really are enjoying it. Not to say that the people in Boston or Bruins fans who are not necessarily, the transitive property doesn't mean just because you're a Bruins fan doesn't mean that you're not a Red Sox fan or you are a Red Sox fan or a Celtics fan or Patriots fan. But what it did do is it kind of took some of the heat off the Celtics for...
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Not being the only one who didn't win a championship.
So it would have, so... let's see what else. The Red Sox are actually kind of caught a little fire. They had won 8 in a row coming into tonight.
I have no idea. Where are they doing standings wise?
I think they're third. But they've got a chance to make up some more ground this weekend because the Yankees and the Rays are playing each other. So they'll gain, if they win, they can gain ground on one of those two here. They can keep kind of, the baseball season, if you're still in the hunt at the beginning of July, anything can kind of happen here. So remember, the St. Louis Blues were the last place team in the NHL.
Oh, yeah, that's a hell of a story.
Yeah, the turn of the calendar. So things are going well there. David Ortiz.
I was going to say, do you have any more news from, what were the sources you used? The New York Post and that terrible one in the UK?
Even the Boston Globe is kind of picked up on that this was, somebody was hired to kill David Ortiz. They've arrested 10 people in conjunction.
Yeah, but the sources you quoted were the least reputable sources.
Well, no, but sometimes they kind of have a beat on it.
I forget the name.
Nobody has a real...
What was the UK one you quoted?
The Sun, I believe.
It was someone worse.
Oh, no, Daily Mail.
Yeah, you quoted the Daily Mail and the New York Post.
I said these...
Oh, boy, the ones that I go to for accurate news.
But they were correct in the fact that there was a hit taken out on David Ortiz, and they're not exactly 100%. It does sound like he kind of maybe had
Those
some
are both terrible news sources, by the way. Don't trust them.
It sounds like he may have had some sort of drug lord mistress.
Is it just coming from those two sources?
I haven't read up recently today, but I just know that he's been upgraded to good. He's eating some soft foods. So things are improving for David Ortiz, and they've made a bunch more arrests in connection with his attempted murder.
I did see that there was a taxi driver who was just like, I didn't know.
Yes. So you've got that. Plus, guess who's taking a stab at Twitter?
OJ?
Yes, that is correct.
Where he's like, was it I have some scores to settle or something?
To settle. We're going to even some things up.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, that was also pretty bad. My joke was pretty bad, too.
The juice is loose?
No, I said who's taking a stab at Twitter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, yeah, O.J. Simpson is now... It was a weird weekend for Twitter because you had O.J. Simpson tweeting out multiple videos all saying, Happy Father's Day. And then there was a tweet that came up from Bill Cosby's account saying, hey, America's dad here. It was not a good weekend for Twitter.
Thanks, Camille.
Don't blame Camille for this.
She's running his Twitter account now.
Blame Camille for this. Let's see. What other sports stories are there? Oh, yeah, the Raptors.
I was going to say there's another finals.
Yes, the Raptors won the NBA finals. So
Game 6, Klay Thompson left early in the game with a torn ACL.
Are these Zach's sports reports or are they Jared's sports reports?
Bitch, you know basketball?
Are these Zach's sports reports or Jared's sports reports?
All right, so who went up against Klay Thompson when he tore the ACL?
Truth be told, I wasn't paying much attention at that
Danny
point.
Green.
Okay, whatever. Point notwithstanding, if you are keeping score as to how wacky 2019 is, the Stanley Cup champions are from the Midwestern United States. The NBA champions are from Canada. And what else is there that's kind of weird and bizarre in the world of sports? Oh, the U.S. women are just trashing everybody in the World Cup, too. Yeah. They're absolutely smoke-showing teams. But if you want some interesting pieces, LaMelo Ball got traded from the Lakers.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
Oh, not LaMelo. One of the L balls. Lonzo Ball. LaMelo's actually going to play. LaMelo's going to play in the Australian League.
That was the package, yeah. It was him and 2 other players and the 4th-round pick and a couple others until 2025 got traded to the Pelicans to give up Anthony Davis. Even though they already have the 1st-round picks, so they have number 1, number 4, this whole package. The Lakers kept Kyle Kuzma. But, yeah, so Lakers are really banking on AD and LeBron, which will probably make them the leads in the West.
The Celtics have now dropped to the number 7 favorite, in the odds for winning the NBA championship.
We don't even know anymore because, there's stuff coming out today.
Al Horford's not picking up his option.
He didn't pick up the option, but then earlier reports coming from Woj were saying they're going to be renegotiating a deal, but then later in the day it was that deal is falling apart and Horford's going to be potentially going somewhere else. By the time this podcast comes out, we'll probably know because Thursday is the draft.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of stuff. There are other things like Chris Paul is going to leave Houston because it's him or it's James Harden. And then Chris Paul is on Instagram. He's like, it's news to me. Like, haven't heard this before.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis to the Lakers is definitely the first big trade thing. We don't know what's going to happen with Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant. And now there's all this talk about D'Angelo Russell possibly going to Boston. There's also talk about a 3-team trade deal of maybe moving Gordon Hayward out. I mean, this is the week. This is the week of rumors and insanity.
Exactly. But that's why,
and by the time this podcast comes out, anything I just said is going to be debunked or true. And who the hell knows?
That's why I really kind of don't talk about trade rumors on this show, on the Jared's Sports Reports, because by the time it comes out 2 days after we record it, it's all irrelevant news.
Yeah.
If this was a live show, if we were live streaming, then yes, absolutely. But no, it's Jared's Sports Reports.
But who knows, man? It's a wild off season for the NBA.
It always is. It always is wild.
I was going to say last year wasn't that wild, but Kawhi got up to Toronto, and that, that's probably a 1-year rental, but it got them their championship, so it's not a bad rental.
I also heard that Kawhi bought a house in Toronto, so.
Who knows, man? Like, next week, things will be a lot more solid.
Yes, but the show's going to have to be recorded on a Wednesday next week because I'm on vacation, so.
Oh, really?
Because I get back late Tuesday. I have practice till like 7:30, 8 o'clock, so. No, maybe it'll be on a Tuesday. I don't know. I'll let you know how I feel. I'll have been away from my hole for 5 days. I don't think your house is the first place I want to go. No offense.
It's clean, mostly.
I mean, yeah, that has nothing to do with it. I'm not saying I don't want to come here because it's a hole. I'm just saying, like, I will have missed my house, as one has want to do when they go away for 5 days. You should try it sometime.
If Horford leaves, man, that's bad.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll find out next week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. You have other sports news? I have felt bad that whole World Cup thing has never been brought up.
No, not really. I mean, the U.S. women's team has made the elimination round, so they'll be in this round of 16, and as we expected, so we'll see who their draw is, and expect them to make a deep run, probably make it to the championship, probably win the whole damn thing. That's it for Jared's Sports Reports and Zach's trade rumors.
You want to talk more NBA? I'll talk.
NBA outsider who thinks he's an insider, Zach Bowen.
Guy who reads tweets.
Yes.
Ready to go with things I read.
Zach Bowen hot takes.
I listen to podcasts and read tweets.
Also, my favorite radio program of the entire year is on Friday. I'm going to miss 2/3 of it. I'm so upset.
What's on Friday?
Jim Rome's annual Smack Off. It is tremendous
I have no
radio.
idea what that is.
It's great. If you want to be entertained for 3 hours, tune into the Jim Rome show.
What is that? What are you talking about?
The Jim Rome show? It's a sports talk show, but every year they do what's called the Smack Off, and the callers call in and they just berate each other for 3 hours. It's fantastic. It's amazing.
Great.
You will love it.
Nope, gotta flip that paper over. You can't read that yet.
I can't even read it because of your handwriting. Your Sumerian hand script.
But from there, we're going to move on from the world of sports to the world of unproduced movies.
Yeah.
That's right. In 2002, there was a script written where Batman and Superman, they were going to go toe-to-toe. They were going to V each other or something.
You can't say they're going to V each other.
Scissor.
Unproduced movie time with Zach.
For if knowledge is power, then a god am.
It's time to get an editor's education.
So this script was done in 2002, and to be fair, it's very 2002. But before I get into it, I do want
to have a new metal soundtrack.
I don't know what the soundtrack was. I do want to sing some of its praises, though.
Okay.
Most importantly, before we get into this, because I do want... This is a terrible movie script, by the way. But there are positives.
Okay.
I say positive number one is... this is not an origin movie. This is just Batman and Superman. The movie, I think, was called Asylum. It does not care that you don't know who Batman and Superman are. It dives in. It makes references to a bunch of comic book characters and kind of histories. So, like, if you don't know it, tough shit, which I liked. I like that they just throw offhand references to stuff without being heavy-handed.
That's fair.
Which is solid. Okay, that's the end of my positives.
Wow, okay. Okay. That lasted all of 45 seconds.
So, Batman vs. Superman 2002. I mean, also think about this. This was pre-Superman Returns, pre-Batman Begins. And there's a little bit of an Easter egg for this movie in... Oh, crap. What's the name of it? Will Smith. It was the Omega Men, but it wasn't. The one where there's zombies and he has a dog.
Oh.
I Am Legend.
Yes.
They have a poster for this movie.
Oh.
There's a billboard for it, which was the logo of the Batman Superman book at the time in the 2000s. But let's get into it. So if you haven't done these with us before, I'll just literally kind of go through the highlights of the script.
Low lights.
We've done this a couple of times before, specifically with James Cameron's attempt at doing Spider-Man. We did 2 drafts of that script. The first one is the worst thing ever done. Spider-Man had BDSM sex while he danced in front of Mary Jane. What bridge was it on?
It was on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Was it the Brooklyn Bridge? I was like, was it Tappan Zee? I don't know.
No, there's no place to stand on the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Well, he had her strapped down. He didn't need to stand.
Well, no, it's where is he going to strap her down on the Tappan Zee Bridge and do his little spidery dance?
Whatever. So, Batman, Superman, well before Zack Snyder did it. What similarities do they have?
None.
Batman and Superman are in it.
Okay, that's a start.
And they fight.
Martha.
No, there's none of that.
Okay.
If I think there's a weirder reference.
Oh, all right. Lay it on me.
The movie opens up with armed terrorists attacking a monument.
Ooh, a monument.
In Metropolis.
Oh, okay.
Clark Kent is found at the Daily Planet working at a typewriter.
There are plenty of people who still write on typewriter.
No, there aren't.
Yeah, like David McCullough.
Hipsters do.
He's a famous historian. He always writes on a typewriter.
But Clark's at his typewriter, and he hears the terrorists in Metropolis.
Tom Hanks used to use his typewriters.
Tom Hanks is a typewriter aficionado.
Exactly.
But whatever. Clark is approached by a fellow reporter, Tom. Don't know why I brought up his name. I just did.
I bet Tom is dead by the end of this. Tom dies.
No, Tom is in this one scene.
Oh, okay.
Never comes back again.
Oh, all right.
Tom's like, hey, I hear Lois is out of town. Well, little lady's out. Do you want to go get some drinks and we'll do a thing? And Clark is like smiling with everything but his eyes, according to the script. He's like, maybe later. And he goes off to try and save the day. And then this is like the first minute of the movie. And Tom is just like under his breath, you dickhead.
Wow. Wow.
Great.
That's a very passive-aggressive way to get Superman to go out for a drink.
So Superman, you know what? The way he does, he runs into a broom closet and he's going to crack open his shirt, revealing the Superman logo.
Where does he keep his cape?
In the back of his shirt. He's all slumped over there. He wears a 2XL when he's just an L.
How does he not, like, it doesn't make him look like deformed? The cape hangs all the way down to his feet, Zach.
It's tucked into his butt.
That's not how capes work.
What do you know about capes?
More than you do, apparently. I know they don't tuck into your butt.
But he's about to reveal the Superman S when he goes into this closet and there's just a couple people making out in it.
Wow, things are getting hot and heavy at the Daily Bugle.
Planet.
Whatever.
But when I read this, I'm like, okay, so we are just undercutting. That's what we're going to do in this movie.
We're just going to have...
We've done it twice in quick succession. We're just going to undercut everything.
Who wrote this again?
Didn't write down the name.
Oh, okay.
So Superman goes and he gets to take his S out and he stops the bombing. Oh no, the terrorists have been prevented.
What do you mean? Oh no, good for that. Good for Superman stopping the terrorists.
Is it?
Truth, justice, in the American way.
There were some citizens that were going to beat them to death. He's like, hey, don't beat them to death.
No, absolutely no vigilante justice.
So he flies them away, but one of them is like, haha, Superman, it's a trap. And he sprays him in the face with kryptonite.
Oh, that sucks.
Superman falls into a bay. He's like, blah, 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 blah.
Was that in the script?
A little bit.
Oh, wow.
And he comes up and he's like, oh man, whoever would have done that. And he sees a dead body with a rictus grin.
What?
A rictus grin.
Oh, the Joker?
Maybe, because we're about to find out that the Joker's dead. So it couldn't be the Joker, because the Joker's dead.
Oh, it sucks to be the Joker.
And Batman's been retired for 5 years.
Well.
And Dick is dead.
Wow.
And also Commissioner Gordon is dead.
Is there anybody alive in Gotham?
Superman's getting divorced. If you think the current DC movies are dark.
Wow. There's a lot of downers in this movie.
But this one's not a downer. This is a positive one. It's a Batman Superman movie, but Batman's at his wedding to Elizabeth. And she's the perfect woman. Maybe she's too perfect. Maybe they say that a couple of times.
Doesn't she die?
Maybe she's too perfect.
I bet she dies.
No, she can't die. Batman's happy at the beginning of this very sad movie.
Didn't Batman have a woman killed in a comic book that he was getting ready to marry? In Cacophony.
Oh, yeah. No, Widening Gyre. Yeah, that was
Widening Gyre, yes.
Silver St. Cloud. Yeah, she got her throat slit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin Smith.
Good job, onomatopoeia.
But no, Batman's happy in the beginning of this movie. Nothing bad can happen in this very sour world.
Oh, it's going to, though.
No, he's so happy.
You're
too
talking
perfect.
in sarcasm, I can tell.
Oh, so they get married, and Barbara's there, and she's like, too bad my dad's dead.
Wow.
And then there's a really weird reference. So the Batman 66 show, and I don't think it's ever been brought up anywhere else, Bruce and Dick lived with Dick's Aunt Harriet.
Good.
She was just a random old lady. She was fine. Never been brought up in either medium. But in this, like, hey, Bruce, your Aunt Harriet, also, so not Dick's Aunt Harriet anymore, your Aunt Harriet is tending bar, and she's meeting everyone shot for shot, and she is really shit-faced.
Good. I like that.
What a weird reference.
Now we're moving along. Now we're pushing it.
I guess Aunt Harriet's in this world now. Great. So Batman, he goes on his honeymoon.
Where did they go?
A beach somewhere.
Okay.
And it looks like Elizabeth is talking to someone on the beach. And Batman's like, who you talking to? And she's like, no one. And then they go back up to their room and they're, doing honeymoon stuff. And she starts laughing hysterically.
Oh, no.
And then she gets, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe a rictus grin.
Uh-oh.
And Batman's like, no! The love of my life, she was too perfect.
Uh-oh.
And, but it can't be the Joker, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but
He's dead!
Yeah, the Joker's dead. You're right.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Correct.
Joker's dead. So there's no damn villain in this thing.
That we know of.
I bet it's the Joker.
Oh, there's going to be too many villains.
Oh, okay. All of the villains.
So
Mysterio?
Wrong universe. You always do that. I don't even know it's on purpose anymore.
That's the fun of it.
So Batman, he's like, I've been retired. I have to come out of retirement. So
Does he, though? Does he really?
The script says he's white-knuckle driving.
Okay, then yeah, he's coming out of retirement. He's got places to be.
So he goes back to the Batcave. Oh, by the way, Alfred's dead. Didn't mention that. Everyone's dead in this universe.
Wow.
When people were
So
mad.
Bruce is hanging all of his joys on one person when everyone around him is dead.
So when people are like, oh man, that extended cut of Batman v Superman and they killed Jimmy Olsen, that cut don't have anything on this script.
Apparently, there's no one to kill.
Well, it turns out Alfred's dead, but in the Batcave, he's a hologram, which he also was in Batman and Robin when he gave Alicia Silverstone that costume.
He was not a hologram. He was a CD-ROM video, pixelated, grainy.
He was DOS.
Yeah, he was a digital operating system.
But Alfred's a hologram.
Also, how did Alfred know Alicia Silverstone's size, like her measurements?
He measured her in her sleep.
That's disturbing.
But Superman comes down there because he's been attacked and Batman's been attacked, and they both had a message that's like, hey, it's the beginning of the end.
It sounds like it's beyond the beginning of the end with how many people are dead.
And Superman's like, hey, you can't become Batman again because you said if you were Batman, you were going to kill people, and you don't want to be that evil because humans don't want to kill people. I look over the humans and don't do that. And Batman was like,
Martha!
If you hadn't saved those terrorists from blowing up, maybe they wouldn't have killed my fiance.
Uh-oh.
Because, oh, by the way, she was stung with like a bee. A bee got her. A poisonous bee.
Oh, that's how she died?
But it had Joker venom.
Wow, that's kind of lame.
Whatever. Batman's like, I'm going to kill everyone.
It's a well-trained bee, though.
I'm going to kill everyone.
Terrifying. Somebody's gained control over the bees and made them sentient.
It's like a bee-shaped dart.
That's less exciting than a bee, like an actual trained bee.
But Batman's like, I'm going to kill my enemies. And Superman's like, I'll stop you. And he's like, shut up. I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay, I respect.
So then they go do their own boring side stories.
All right.
Superman goes back to Smallville, has sex with Lana, figures out that Lex is behind this with kryptonite.
Oh.
It's weird. He's mostly back there just to have sex with Lana in the midst of his divorce.
Seems like he's getting over this Lois thing pretty adeptly.
He's like, hey, you were my childhood crush. My parents are dead, by the way. Let's do it in their house. In their bed. I don't know. I don't care.
So Martha is dead too?
Yes, they're all the parents.
All the
dead.
Marthas are dead. And Jonathan's dead too?
Oh yeah, they're all dead.
Wow.
But Batman goes and he finds Toyman, who's the Superman villain. He's like, hey, did you make this bee dart that killed my wife? Where's the Joker? Because I went to his grave and I dug him up and there was a papier-mâché Joker in there that popped up like a Joker in the box.
Well, I mean, technically he was a Joker in the box. He was in yeah, I mean, I see how that works.
Papier-mâché style he came up, though.
Oh, good. So he's not really dead.
And Toyman's like, it's not a fake Joker, it's the real Joker.
The real Joker was made out of papier-mâché?
Yes, all along.
Then why did they just throw water on him? That'd be really easy. Melt like the Wicked Witch.
But
Greatest
after
detective, my ass. If Batman couldn't figure that out, that problem solved in 5 minutes.
after having some Midwestern sex, Superman decides
What
to
do
go
you mean Midwestern? Like, is there a
in
certain?
Smallville. It's in Kansas.
Are you saying that Superman is small?
In Smallville.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying he's the Man of Steel.
Wow, rock hard.
Oh boy, not bleep worthy, but questionable if I'll leave it.
I wouldn't leave it.
I'ma leave it.
See, that's how you get him. It's double entendre right there.
But,
Why didn't he take her to the Fortress of Solitude
Well, he was like doing something,
and then
it's
give her
really
the?
convoluted where he's like going back to test the kryptonite at his ship versus
Oh, he
the
was testing
kryptonite
something.
that Lex had set off in a bomb. So he goes to visit Lex and Jill. He's like, "Hey, this kryptonite that I got blasted in my face matches this other kryptonite, so it's definitely you." And Lex is like, "No, but also I made Batman turn against you." Ha ha!
There's a lot happening in this movie. This is very convoluted.
It is.
Nothing makes any sense.
It was a convoluted movie. So Joker, he's alive again. Batman fights him. I didn't mention that.
No, you just
Forgot to.
now you mentioned it.
They fight. He's alive again. And then Joker, he gets away.
Joker here.
And the Joker got away. Hey!
Yes.
Christmas style.
Oh, yes, he did.
But the Joker puts a virus on computers. He's like, "Hey, Batman, this is where I am."
Computer porn viruses.
But Joker, he puts a virus on computers. He's like, "Hey, Batman, here I am. Come and get me. I killed your wife."
Okay.
So Batman knows that Superman will stop him because Superman definitely saw it. So he goes and gets his own kryptonite. So this is my punching kryptonite. And Superman comes to the Batcave. He's like, "Hey, Batman, don't go kill him. It's clearly a trap." He's like, "Yeah, it's a trap where I'm gonna kill him." And Superman's like, "No, don't kill. That's a bad thing. Remember that. So that's Superman's stance. Don't kill him."
Don't kill.
So part of Superman meeting with Lex Luthor, he's like, "Hey, I'll tell you that, I made Batman turn against you if you allow me to have 10 minutes
With Lana.
uninterrupted with my lawyer." So that's when Lex Luthor gets to do an exposition dump.
Oh, okay.
He's like, "So, my lawyer, hypothetically, if I made Batman and Superman turn against each other by hiring terrorists that then we're going to set off a bomb, but then instead shot Superman in the face, and then they killed Batman's wife, who's Bruce Wayne, by the way, and then I set up a thing where I brought the Joker back by digging up his dead body and cloning him." That's what happened, by the way.
Okay. That's a nice little piece of exposition.
And then I was going to set them up for a match for the death. Would that be illegal? Hypothetically. And the lawyer was like,
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's,
of course.
yeah.
That would hypothetically be so many laws you broke.
Like all of the laws.
You reanimated the dead.
I don't know if there's a law against...
You also pitted two superheroes against each other, killed a woman.
I don't think reanimating the dead is against the law.
Against the laws of nature.
Okay, that's different. It's a different set of laws.
But there's a lot of laws you broke. Then Lex is like, "Well, it was a next to perfect plan." Then I'm like, so not next to, but far away from
relatively.
perfect.
Yeah, okay.
So Lex kills the lawyer and he escapes prison.
Kill the lawyer.
So, hang
nobody?
a hat on
Nobody?
that. You need to remember that he escaped prison.
Kill the lawyer. I'm not that kind of lawyer.
Okay.
You don't get the reference?
Sorry.
You're doing it, Peter.
You're doing Family Guy?
No. How do you not know this? Bangarang.
The hell are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking? How do you not know that you can fly, you can fight, you can crow?
Not getting there. Apparently it's just a thing I've seen.
You definitely have seen it. You absolutely 110% have seen this movie.
Sorry.
It's a classic. Oh my, you're kidding me. The Boo Box. I'm going to put you in the Boo Box.
I don't think I've seen this.
It's me.
Nope. I clearly haven't seen this at this point.
You absolutely have seen this movie. How have you not seen this movie?
Is it Field of Dreams? I haven't seen Field of Dreams.
Run Home Jack. Run Home Jack.
Definitely haven't seen this.
No, you're doing it all wrong. Home Run Jack. Home Run.
Okay, we've definitely
It's
established.
Hook, you idiot.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, I know you've seen it. Apparently not well enough.
Not in a
Oh
long
my God.
time.
I'm going to walk off this show right now. I gave you everything from that movie.
It's not a good movie.
It's a great movie. You shut the hell up. What the hell is wrong with you? Hook is a fantastic movie.
That's not.
You
That's
shut
why I
your
haven't seen it in a
dirty,
while.
you shut your dirty communist mouth right now.
So whatever. Yes, I have seen it. I've seen that movie multiple times.
Apparently not. You could pick a bangarang.
Left no
I've
impression
even
on
heard
me.
you quote it. Like, you're doing it, Peter. I've heard you say that phrase before. Oh my God, you make me sick. You absolutely make me sick.
Sorry, I quoted something 10 years ago that I'd probably seen more recently.
Oh, whatever. You're an idiot. You're an absolute ho-hum jackass.
Whatever. So Batman, he's going to go fight the Joker because the Joker set it up. But he knows Superman will be there to stop him. So he sets himself up with a bat armor infused with kryptonite. He's like, what are you going to do about this, Superman? And Superman's like, he's like, if you get within 5 feet of me, you're gonna feel the effects. So Superman goes, okay. And he shoots him with heat vision.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
Look, this fight goes on for a while. I'm not going to get into the beat by beat. I just thought that part was funny.
Wow.
But they fight for a bit, and it ends with Batman getting just an old school bow and arrow out.
Okay.
And shooting Superman with a kryptonite arrow. Not a spear like in the Snyder version, but an arrow to the shoulder of pure kryptonite.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's a little clever. It's a nice little plot device. I like it.
So Batman finds the Joker, and he's like, hey, did you think your wife was too perfect? I brought that up before, if you remember.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you brought that up.
He's like, it's because she was a woman that I hired, and I molded her to be perfect for you, Bruce, because I know you're Bruce. And I made her have all these specific elements, and she was just an actor, and she never loved you. I'm the clone of the Joker, because he's a clone.
Yeah, and we established that, yes. So technically, Lex didn't reanimate the dead, he just made a clone.
Yeah, I suppose.
You spoke. So yeah, see, if I were the lawyer, I'd be like, no, he didn't reanimate the dead. He cloned, and that's different.
So Batman beats him up, puts his boot on his throat, and he's about to kill him, and Superman comes in. He's like, I hate humanity. Kill him. Just do it. This is what humans are made for. You're all just murderers. Just kill him.
Okay.
Stomp his throat. I'm Superman. And then Batman's like,
okay.
Oh, that seems off. So I'm not going to do that now.
I'll save it for later.
And Superman's like, I always believed in the best of you. That was a weird thing you just said to him.
Wow, you're dying of kryptonite poisoning and you're testing Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So, look, they fight the Joker and his henchmen. He had superpowered henchmen. Didn't bring that up.
Now you
they've
did.
Been around.
Thank you.
There were 4 of them. They were called Jeeves 1 through 4.
Oh, Jeeves 3, please. Could you ask Jeeves anything?
You son of a bitch. But whatever, so you don't get to use that yet.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to kill the Joker because they're best friends now. They fight back to back. I guess that kryptonite armor isn't affecting Superman anymore.
Oh, wow, he's grown immune to it. It's like, get exposed to the chicken pox, have it, and then you're immune to it until you get shingles.
And then they're not going to kill the Joker, but Lex arrives and he goes, well, he's dead now, and he throws the Joker to his death.
Wow. See? Everybody gets what they want.
And then Lex puts on an exoskeleton, which he does in the comics, to be fair.
All right.
But it really comes out of nowhere. It is just like an extra battle on top of the battle, and it lasts for like a minute, and they beat him up, and he escapes.
And that's the movie?
That's almost the movie. And then they're like, oh, you look pretty bad. Oh, you should see the other guy.
No. Oh, God.
And then, by the way, Superman has been dealing with alcoholism this whole movie. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow, movie. So at the end of the movie, Batman, he's like, hey, now that we're friends again. Did I mention that Superman was the best man at Batman's wedding?
No.
Forgot to mention that.
Wow.
Look, I've really condensed this movie.
I guess you have.
Break.
Wow. I already feel like it's been a 3-hour movie.
But Batman's like, hey, Superman, do you want to get a beer? And Superman, recovering alcoholic that he is, he's like, how about a soda? And Batman goes, the hell is wrong with you? And that's the end of the movie.
Wow. Had they cast this out at all?
No.
Oh.
They also say in tandem when they're fighting back to back, they're like, goes back and forth, like, I have had enough of this shit. And they beat up the Jeeves.
Wow.
And that's Batman versus Superman before it was Batman v Superman.
Well, there you go.
They took an S away.
Wow.
It's not the worst one.
No, it's not the best either. That's just, I don't know. Not feeling it. Not feeling it at all.
No, I see why they didn't make it.
Yeah, I can totally see why they didn't make it.
It's not a good movie.
No, it's not a good movie at all.
But it's still better than James Cameron's Spider-Man.
That's fair enough. All right.
In a alternate dimension, would you want to see this terrible movie? I have a solid answer of yes.
I'd almost rather see the Spider-Man movie.
I mean, always see that one because I want to see that weird dance.
It can't be worse than the Fantastic Four movie or the Captain America movie.
It's not good.
Yeah, but it can't be worse than those.
I just hate the beginning where they're like, "Oh, look at how happy Batman is." I was like,
I just feel like this movie would.
It couldn't be
I
any
feel
more
like this
on
movie
the
would be
nose.
minutes long, though.
Well, it's also
How
like
could you fit all this into one movie? That's what
I
I
also
want to know.
skipped a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I
and
gave
it
you the
felt like a
broad
long-
strokes.
Yeah, and those broad strokes felt like they took 25 minutes.
And also, it's 2002, so it's gonna be like a new metal soundtrack. You're gonna have
See, I would have watched it for the soundtrack.
a Limp Bizkit and Evanescence,
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
a Hoobastank,
It's Ubistank, not Hoobastank.
a
The H is silent.
System of the Down,
No, it's System of a Down. Wake up!
an Alien Ant-Or Farm. I don't know.
Now you're being
That one I did on purpose.
now you're being a prick.
that one was
Now you're being insufferable. Well, thankfully we don't have to
That-
rate this as see it in theaters.
That reminds me of an Incubus.
I'm gonna pearl jam my fist in your face.
It's not new metal.
No, but it's better.
But from there, we're moving on to a thing we don't have a theme for. We're gonna go on to a game show. Who's gonna win? Who will be the champion?
Me again.
All right, we're gonna, I guess, just transition into it right now. Emily, you ready?
All right, let's do this.
Welcome back. I don't know what that voice was.
I don't know either.
Welcome back to the Editor's Note Comics game show, the show where I've dumbed it down because you don't always do well on this.
We've never done well on this.
I did. I'm 2-0.
You're tied, I think.
No, I won both of them.
No, Jared definitely won last time.
Yes.
Okay, so you're tied and...
No, I won the first one as well.
You did not win the porn one.
Okay. Well, nobody won
You
that.
tied.
Everybody
Everybody
lost.
lost.
Everybody lost.
I enjoyed myself.
No, well, that's usually
Everybody lost.
That's usually what happens with that medium. People enjoy themselves.
This week, what we are doing, we'll have two contestants, Jared and Emily, co-host of the Buffy Back Issue Bin, the more popular show on the
Shut
network.
Up. It's only you know why it's more popular because of her. It has nothing to do with you.
We only released one episode last month, and we kicked the crap out of this.
But it's such
rickety ship.
It's a niche show. It's a specific niche show.
You're a bitch show.
I'm gonna. You know what?
Do we really only release one podcast?
Yes.
All that Patreon exclusive.
The
Yeah.
the Patreon ones we don't get out because $1 a month.
Oh wow.
All right, this week, what we're gonna do, because normally we would do the section as letters to the editors, but sad news, boys and girls.
No letters.
I'm out of letters.
Oh,
No.
I got 2 letters for you. F and U.
If you want to ask us a question, it's what we normally do during this time. You can email us at editorsnotecomics@gmail.com, Facebook, I guess don't do Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, or email.
You already said email.
I'm just reiterating.
Oh my god. All right.
Send us questions because
All
we're
right.
out.
What's the theme of the game?
In your beard that dripped onto your shirt.
Yeah, it's glistening.
It's not great.
I'm moist.
Oh Jesus. All right, let's go.
This week, the competition, a series of, I think, 10 or more, depending if we have to have tiebreakers, we will be dealing with superhero nicknames. These are Marvel or DC characters. These will be nicknames of popular characters. There aren't really any curveballs in this one.
All right.
So, we have our contestants. They both have bells. I will announce... Stop that.
I'm just making sure it works.
I will announce who rings the bell first. So, first up in our questionnaire of superhero nicknames, who is the Big Blue Boy Scout? Jared Rungen.
Captain America.
I need to get a other noise sound effect.
Is it?
No, you didn't ring in.
Oh my gosh. Is it Beast?
No, he's not a Boy Scout.
He's blue though, and he's big.
You're all failures. It's Superman.
That was way too obvious.
Then you should have got it. Now, shouldn't you?
Whatever.
All right.
His character was actually like blue.
Yeah.
So mine's a better one.
All right. Question number 2. Another popular superhero character, the Jade Giant. Jared is rung in.
The Hulk.
It is the Hulk. Ah! Thank God you got there.
I'm winning.
I thought it was a Jolly Green Giant.
He gives you spinach.
Ho, ho, ho. And corn and other things. Yeah,
and like green beans.
Carrots.
All right. Ready. Question the 3rd. Hornhead. Who is Hornhead? Jared is rung in again.
Hellboy.
No.
Hornhead?
Hornhead. What horny character has horns on his head? Jared rung in again.
Rocksteady.
No.
Daredevil.
Daredevil it is!
He's right there.
That's lame. He doesn't have real horns on his head.
No, and the horns on his head look dumb.
Yeah, they do. They're little nubs. They're not horns. They're nubs.
Well, speaking of heads, who is Shellhead? This is also brought up in a movie once.
Are we counting like the turtles as
No, I said Marvel or
There's
DC.
shellbacks. Shellhead.
Shellhead.
I don't know.
If I were going to go with a movie reference, this movie character said, I hope you're not playing hide the pickle with Banner.
Is that Iron Man?
It is Iron Man.
Wow.
Shellhead.
That's dumb. That's a stupid nickname.
All right, well, this other very famous superhero character is referred to as a wall crawler. Jared Rungan first.
Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
Yeah, 2-2. Let's go.
There we go. Oh, this is an oldie but a goodie. Who would this one be? Who is the Boy Wonder? Jared, once again, is ready with the...
Would it be Robin?
It is Robin.
Ah.
Well, here's another one, maybe a little bit harder. Let's see if we get there. The Emerald Archer. Emily Rungan.
That's Green Arrow.
Green Arrow it is.
Wow.
The Emerald Archer.
3-3.
All right, what's up next? I'm not going to say what universe he's from, but maybe it's the Scarlet Speedster. Jared Rungan.
Flash.
That is the Flash.
The Flash, I
He
should
also
say.
has a CW show.
Who is the Flash? Anyway, continue.
All right, this is an easy one. This is the easiest one. Ready your fingers. Are you hovering?
Yes.
Yes.
Cape Crusader. You didn't even try. Why didn't you try?
Batman.
Rang in.
It's Batman. Batman is the Cape Crusader.
Let's go.
I know that one.
Well, speaking of Crusaders, this is a toughie. Do you know who the Emerald Crusader is? Emily Rungan.
Green Lantern?
Green Lantern.
Oh, okay.
What's the score?
I'm up by 1.
I don't know.
Oh, man. Well, this one will tie it, and then I'll have to make up one on the spot.
Unless
'cause I'm
I
out.
get it right and there's no
Unless
tie.
you get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, what?
All right, this is a toughie. This is probably the toughest one. Who is the Sentinel of the Spaceways? Jared Rungan.
Would that be Silver Surfer?
You're damn right it is.
Ha!
Sentinel of the Spaceways.
Got it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Woo! That's another win.
All right, that's your first confirmed win.
That's not my first confirmed win.
I think that's
Go-
the second confirmed
Yeah, go back and listen to the show.
I know you tied on the porn one because I
Whatever.
didn't have a tiebreaker.
I'm glad that we didn't have a tiebreaker for that. So yeah, if you want to avoid more lame game shows like this, send us some.
Did you not like this one?
It was okay. It was better.
This one was a lot better.
This one
Yes.
was easier, right?
This was easier. I liked
It's
it.
more our speed.
Yes, it was better. Whatever.
Movie and TV show speed.
Anyway, if you like what you've been listening to, go ahead and help us out. Go to patreon.com
Stop ringing the bell.
patreon.com/editorsnotecomics, and you can get this show a whole day early for $1 a month. You can also get Patreon exclusive, which apparently only come out once a month.
No,
Oh.
that one comes out a week early.
Oh,
We
okay.
recorded a podcast before you got here.
Oh, good for you.
It's live before
Anyway,
this one.
you get Patreon exclusive spoiler and spoiler-free reviews of Buffy, Angel, and Firefly.
Firefly's out this week.
Firefly's out this week, so there you go. Apparently, it's more popular than I am, but whatever. You can also visit Zach at Editors Note Comics. You can also visit Zach at editorsnotecomics.com, and you can also find him on the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And he's also at 210 Water Street in Hollowell. And you know what? It's summer's in full bloom in Hollowell.
It is. Road construction's done. Foot traffic is back. And also, I should mention it a couple weeks ago, the store is going to be closed the last Friday and Saturday of June.
Wow. What's the occasion?
Taking a trip.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you.
Someone's going to have to feed the animals
Oh, I feel like
for 3 days.
I think you're looking at me, aren't you?
We could do a coin toss.
Not this animal.
Oh,
There's a few people.
well, I mean, I can assist.
We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, so last Friday and Saturday of the month, the store will be closed.
I think
I
your
know,
dog
I-
likes me a lot.
He's leaning on you.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, he's kissing your face after he licked himself.
That's fine.
Right in the mouth.
All right,
Oh, well.
keep going.
And you're on Twitter.
At Junior Rich.
If you want to hear about sports, but, probably not basketball.
There's no basketball anymore. I don't know what I'm going to tweet about
It's
this
a big
summer.
week. It's a big week.
Whatever.
It's a trade week.
Oh, by the way, Al Horford, I just confirmed he's leaving the Celtics.
What?
Yep, true story. Yep. All right, good show. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, hey, next week.
What is next week?
Is that real? Did you actually see that?
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah, he's looking elsewhere now. Well, okay.
Well, I got to say what we're doing next week. I got to look this news up.
Oh, well, no, just say what we're doing next week. You can look the news up in a minute.
So we're going to continue with the series that we've been going at for a very long time. In fact, you could say we've been trying to do this series forever.
Oh, Batman Forever?
I cannot.
Oh!
Was it like...
Yes!
Those bells.
Let's go!
I cannot stand your buffoonery. Yeah, that's next week.
I cannot tolerate your buffoonery.
That's even better. Well, that's what next week is. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.